So we're going to continue with the decorating of the album, and I see I'm trying to move my camera. Alright, so I'm going to continue with the decorating of my album, and I've taken from the 8x8 sheet, I have taken the sheet with the, I want to say chartreuse, but I don't know if that's the correct color. It's more mustardy color, and it's got the matching what do you call this? It's not plaid. Is it a plaid? I don't know. So I'm going to trim the barcodey thingy off, and I simply am going to add this on this page. I think if you put the yellow out, it's a little bit too light. It needs that, but I also like the idea of having a little bit of the yellow. So I want to see if I can work a plan so that we get a bit of the yellow as well. This I've put quite far down, so I'm wondering if I should move this up a little and pop in the yellow. So I'm going to pick up my scoreboard so we get a good crisp line, and I'm going to score. I think I'm going to score, do I want it at 6 inches? I think I'm going to score it at 6 inches. Should we do 5? I'm going to score at 5 inches. Okay, so this is the right way up. I can see the writing through here. Scored it at 5 inches, and I'm going to fold to somehow get some of that yellow. It just needs that little pop of yellow behind. So I'm just going to pause the video and just think for 1 second how I can get a bit more yellow behind. Okay, so I picked up my little trimmer, and I'm going to actually trim it off to 5 inches by 8 inches. And I'm going to add and offset a piece of the yellow. So I'm not sure if I'm going to alright, so let's take a little bit of tape . I think I'm going to pop it sort of like that. So I'm going to pop tape there, and then I'm going to pop in a second strip of tape. Whoops, didn't mean to go crooked. There. I'm going to come down about 1 inch from the top, and if I measure it for you, it's down about about 3/4 of an inch from the top, and this piece is sticking out about 1 inch. So how about doing it for over here for you so you can see? So it's about 1/4 of an, about 1 1/4 inches in. I'm just going to pop this over. It's rather nice because then you see the plaid on this side as well. And then I'm going to come in with this one, and I'm going to do the same. So it's going to be about 3/4 of an inch down. Okay. Hope I've got this straight. I'm going to only put a single piece on this one. Okay, so hopefully, yep, so we've got that as well, that little effect on the back, which we can come in and we're going to tuck stuff in. So that's page 1 now complete, or when I say it's complete, it's got all its bits on it. I just want to see what we have to do. This is page 2 and 3. Remember page 2. I was betwixt and between whether I should add some more pattern, which I have got. Can't find where I put it. There it is. So I was thinking of putting, I'd originally thought of putting this there, but I think it's too similar. We need a bit of pattern. So reluctant to cut this one. So I do have all these little pieces that could come in. I had a whole lot popped to the side and I have no idea where I put them or whether I've used them, but I do kind of like the idea of having, we're going to cut this down to 11 7/8. Okay, and then we are going to measure. It's 5 3/4. I'm actually going to cut it at 5 3/4. Still got that piece left. Okay. Alright, so we're going to stick that down very quickly. Before we stick that down, we're going to remove this. And if you're worried about its sticking, normally what I do is I take some Tombow glue and just put a squelchy bit over the top. I am going to use, love the dot, I absolutely love the dot. I love the dot, I do love the dot. Will I get away with the dot, or should I go with it? You know what, I'm going bold. I'm going with the dot. Okay, so that one is done. We're going to have something here, not sure what yet. Then we have this one, which is the same, which I can either do the dots or kind of like the idea of having something a little bit different, so I'm going to do butterflies, or as my great niece used to say, the butterflies. It's a butterfly, son, it's a butterfly. I didn't measure that, which is a bit daft, but I have faith. Okay, so we're going to use the butterflies on this one. Okay, then we're on to, so that was page 2 and 3. We're on to page 3 and 4, and I have already cut, these were bits of the 12 by 12, so I've cut these to 6, this one's 6 by 9, so I've got 2 6 by 9s, this one is 5.5 by 8.5, and then I thought we would use either that side, or I kind of like this side, but we'll get there. So let's do these first. So this is we're going to pop over here. Tape. You know, I lose things all the time. So let's this one's going that way. It's going to go there. No, but let's be like normal. Just looking for a pencil. And let's measure. And then it's so easy to just put the tape on. So let's measure 1 inch in. Or we can just do this, look. Inch in. Measure 1 inch in from this side. And we're just going to pop our tape. We're going to do the same on this side. We're going to kind of match them. So this one is about 1.5 inches. So we're going to do that. Let's keep this straight. And we're going to kind of eyeball it. About 1.25 inches up. And if I look here, 1 3/4, maybe you can go in a little bit to around there. 1.5, 1.5. Whoops. So that looks around about right. Whoopsie. So where's my tape? Oh, there it is down the bottom. That's why I keep losing it. Okay, then I'm going to come in with the green, and I'm just going to stick that flat. I suppose I could have just used green cardstock, couldn't I? And it was either this or the like this one. So we're going to cut this to and I want the side with a bit more of the yellow on. So if I remember correctly, this was 5.5. I need to cut these to 5 inches. So there's the one. And there's the other. I'm just going to pop them there to make really big, bold photo mats. Let's just take them up in case I change my mind. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that because when we open out, we got that gorgeous double page layout there. Alright. Then this one, we have a whole heap of strips that I've cut. And these are the strips I was looking for earlier with all the bits on. And what I was thinking for this one was to maybe add a flap, but I'm going to leave that for now. This one I'm going to come back to. I had thought of doing this on the outside, but I really want to bring in a little bit more color because it's got that. So I'll come back to that one. That one I'm happy with, and this one I'm happy with. Yeah. Okay, so we are pretty far with getting the album prepped and ready for more of the embellishing.